honorable dignitaries, students, staffs and faculty members. A very good morning to one and all. I, Srijani Mohanty, on behalf of the entire fraternity of IIMT, feel extremely privileged to welcome you all to the International Conference on Industry 4.0 and Smart Manufacturing 2023. IIMT Bhubaneswar, since its inception, has been contributing towards many international and national conferences throughout the years. And today's conference on Industry 4.0 and Smart Manufacturing is giving us a platform to discuss all the aspects about machine learning, mechanical engineering, artificial intelligence, and its real-time application into our lives. So before going ahead, I would request our guests along with our chairman to please come ahead for the auspicious lamplight ceremony. Thank you so much. I would request our guests to please come onto the dais and grace the dais. We are really honored by the presence of Dr. Bhubaneswar, Vice Chancellor, Odisha University of Technology and Research, as our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir, for making it to come over here. The next distinguished guest to honor us with his presence is Professor Dr. R.P. Mohanty, former Vice Chancellor, SUA University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. We welcome you, sir, to the forum. We also have with us a very active and dynamic person, Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi, Chief Technical Officer, World Skills Center, Bhubaneswar. We welcome you cordially to the event, sir. We are utterly graced to have with us Professor Dr. Shrikant Patnaik, Director IIMT Bhubaneswar and President Interscience Research Network. I cordially welcome all our guests and all the team members to the event of International Conference. So I would now request our Director, Sir, Dr. Professor Shrikant Patnaik, to please come up on the dais and do the welcome. And before that, I am really sorry, I would tell our student coordinators to welcome our guest to the conference with the flower bouquet. As a token of love and respect from all of us from IIMT, we welcome you cordially to the conference. Sir, please.
very good morning to all of you. It is a very small gathering. I must tell the reason afterward. So, very good morning to Professor Bhubaneswar Biswal, who is chief guest of this morning. Professor R.P. Mohanty sir, who was former employer of me when I was in SOA University. My friend Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi, continuing PhD in the neighboring institute. Delegates from different places, students and my colleagues. Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing is a buzzword and it is a current topic, and we had published the first book on Industry 4.0 in 2020 from this institute. And since 2020 we are trying our best to convert this single book to a series of books that is on Industry 4.0. But we couldn't get any support from any publishing houses, therefore it was delayed by 2 years. And last year when we submitted a proposal to Springer book series on lecture note in mechanical engineering, which is under the editorship, chief editorship of Professor Fakhr Chari, who is a professor of Tunisia National University, he accepted the proposal and he has given a go-ahead signal. But I must tell you that for any conference series, the first year there is a restriction. So it must not go beyond 25 papers. So that is the reason we have never propagated this or circulated the information to many people. We have sent invitation to different university and their research dean. So it is limited to limited circulation only. And as a result, we have received more than 50 papers. Even if we have just sent a single letter, we have received more than 50 papers as on today. However, this year proceeding will accommodate only 25 papers. So that is the reason why the less number of participants are there. And another thing, that there is a restriction in any of the publishing house. You cannot publish more than 30% of the paper from a single country. That is, we are the host country, India. We cannot take more than 8 papers from India. So that is the reason probably only 3 participants are there from India and remaining paper will be from other country. And we have received from China, from Japan, from Korea, other papers which will be evaluated by a team of reviewers, because it should have completed 2 months earlier, but anyway it was open, and you must have seen in the brochure, in the standee, it is written that Springer Nature EQ-OCS, Open Conference Services, and through that they will evaluate, and the editor-in-chief will evaluate out of 50 submitted paper and select only the 25 paper. We have started this institute in 2008. I must tell for the guests who have joined here, and we have started a network, that is Interscience Research Network, throughout the globe. More than 100 mentors are there in this network, and they are all editor-in-chief or book series editors and renowned professors and researchers. Through them we are organizing, we are giving support to the upcoming researchers who are doing research in different fields. Basically, if you look at the research area, computer science is the main research focus of many areas. So if there are research publication is 100, out of 100, 90 will be computer science and different area, and 10 will be from other areas. So maximum conferences or books we are editing from this house are from computer science and related disciplines. Like today's talk is on Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. Here you will find big data, you will find machine learning, you will find AI, you will find smart manufacturing and other things. So whatever area we are choosing, IT is a fundamental component in it, and we are getting say sponsorship, we are getting the approval from the different publishing houses. Today's committee, so as it is in a very small scale, we are unable to invite the chairs, the program chair and general chair, because it needs say funding, and it is very difficult to arrange government funding as we are say private institute. The general chair of this say conference is Andrew Yip. He is a professor in Polytechnic, Hong Kong Polytechnic, and he is a renowned professor, editor-in-chief of say more than 4 to 5 journals as well as book series. Professor Fakarchari is the program chair. He is supposed to join today, therefore in the morning we have changed the table, you must have seen, but now it is say morning 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in Tunisia, and he has not yet joined through the Zoom link. However, he will be joining afterward during his office time to take some of the presentation online. The program co-chair is Professor Dr. Bipul Jain. He is from New Zealand, University of Wellington. He was here for 1 month during April, May, and through him we have saved this conference as well as another conference we are holding after 2 months, that is on say AI and metaverse in supply chain management. He is a expert in supply chain management. Then we have with us Professor Chun Ho Woo. He is from Hong Kong Polytechnic. He has also helped us in getting the approval from Springer. Today we have two eminent speakers, Professor R.P. Mohanty sir, who was Vice Chancellor of SOA University. I was also serving in the SOA University, and he is a guru in mechanical engineering. Started his journey from Burla Engineering College, shifted to management area, to XLRI, then NITI Mumbai, and finally he joined SOA University as Vice Chancellor, and after that he is a constant mentor and advisor to SOA University. He has having more than 30 years of experience in academics in India as well as foreign university, and more than 10 years in Indian industry in top management positions. He is currently engaged in the leadership position of management consulting, management competency development, and many other areas. He had numerous publications, which includes 6 textbooks, more than 200 research papers in reputed international journals and book series, more than 100 papers in Indian journal and newspaper articles. He had the privilege of guiding 12 PhD research scholars and several hundreds master theses, and advised more than 25 big companies in India and abroad in the area of engineering and management. He has also served as chairman and president of many professional associations in India, also as a board member in International Professional Institute. He has have the honor of being elected as the Fellow of Indian National Engineering Academy for 2004 towards outstanding contribution in engineering, and in the year 2003 he received the most prestigious Sar Visvesvaraya Award for outstanding contribution in the field of technical education and technology management from Sambalpur University. Sambalpur University has conferred him upon Intellectual Colossus Award for the year 2003 as an honor to his profound contribution to the field of management education in India and abroad. In 1997, he was chosen as the most outstanding academician and honored by UNITOP, awarded by Indian Institution of Material Management. In the year 1995, Indian Institution of Industrial Engineering has honored him by its highest award, that is Lillian Gilbert Award, for the most significant and outstanding contribution to the field of industrial engineering and management. So give him a big round of applause for his outstanding contribution to the engineering as well as management. People are from either engineering and technology or in management. He has combined both the field, and he is a guru in this field. So today we have another Another yes, yes. So another eminent person, Professor Vibhuti Bhushan Biswal, who is also senior to me in Burla Engineering College, and he was also my teacher in Burla Engineering College, and we started the career at Burla Engineering College. After that he shifted to NIT Raulkela as Professor Training and Placement, then he shifted to NIT Meghalaya as the director. Then now presently he is Vice Chancellor of OUTR, that is Odisha University of Technology and Research, very recently founded university of the Orissa, and he has many things in his credit. To his credit, he has served as director of NIT Meghalaya since 2017. Now he has been appointed as the Vice Chancellor of OUTR Bhubaneswar. His area of interest include flexible manufacturing system, industrial robots, mechatronics, CIM, CAD/CAM, product design, rapid product development, quality engineering, automation, and many more. He has undergone extensive and specialized training and operation and control of robotics at BARC, Mumbai. He has undergone training on modeling and simulation of robots, robotic work cells, and factory floor at DENEB, Bangalore. To his credit, he has developed many robots during his tenure at Burla as well as in NIT Meghalaya. He has more than 150 publications at various national and international level, including monographs, journals, as well as book series. He has guidance of more than 20 scholars, out of which 11 scholars have been awarded and others are in pipeline. He is a prominent member of IEEE, ISTAM, life member of ISTE, and Association of Machines and Mechanics. He is also active member of International Association of Computer Science and IT and International Association of Engineers. So with this, I welcome both the stalwarts, who are befitting to the title of Industry 4.0 and Smart Manufacturing. We are very fortunate to have him here, and I must tell that this is a conference series. It will be going on year to year. So next year, I will be requesting both these stalwarts to be a part of this conference. If they will agree, we will be having them as chair, not as guest. So with this I remain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving the brief description, introduction of our guest to the audience. We are overwhelmed by that presence over here. Now I would request our chief guest, Dr. Vibhuti Bhushan Biswal, Vice Chancellor, Odisha University of Technology and Research, to please come on to the dais and give your views to the audience. Sir, please.
Good morning, everybody. Esteemed Professor Rajendra Prasad Mahanti, my guru, my mentor, my well-wisher, and former Vice Chancellor of SWA University, Bhubaneswar. I feel so belittled before him out here. Professor Srikant Patnaik, the chairman of this institution, Dr. Dhananjay Sarangi, Chief Technical Officer of World Skills Center, Bhubaneswar, delegates, other staffs of this institute, students, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so good to be here today on the occasion of this international conference on Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing, which is so very close to my heart and my work, and through years I have learned few of its aspects in a hard way. Everywhere today we are talking about Industry 4.0, we are talking about digital manufacturing, we are talking about digital world, and that is the trend of today's corporate world. Corporate world doesn't simply mean plants, manufacturing units, it also includes IT sectors and the likes as well. If we talk about Industry 4.0, so we shouldn't forget how the journey began to be here at Industry 4.0 in the 21st century. If we remember, the very manufacturing the very engineering started some hundreds of years back, and in a structured manner when it was recognized, it was 17th century sometime, 17th century. And people didn't call that time actually. The term was coined much later, probably in 21st century only. People called Industry 4.0, look back, what is Industry 3.0, look back, what is Industry 2.0, look back, what is Industry 1.0. Before that, nobody was talking about Industry 3.0, 2.0, 1.0. Now we are classifying how things developed, how things evolved over the years. So if we go back to Industry 1.0, it was all about, steam, waterworks and things like that, 17th century. It took another 100 years to change the technology. In 18th century, we had Industry 2.0, where you might have heard of Ford Motors. Started something called mass manufacturing, mass production. And we came to know about mass production, batch production, unit production, things like that. That is known as Industry 2.0. 200 years later, in 20th century, we thought of again changing the development technology in 20th century. Industry 3.0 came into being, where we learned and implemented industrial automation. We thought of computer-aided design. We worked on computer-integrated manufacturing. And that didn't take much time to change again to Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is all about connecting, collaborating, and this Industry 4.0 covers anything that you can think of in this world. So far, a business, not only manufacturing, a business is concerned. We talk about cyber physical systems, we talk about Internet of Things, we talk about industrial Internet of Things, data analytics, ERPs, automated ERPs, talk about automatic logistic management, sales area, automatic supply chain management, anything that you can think of is within Industry 4.0. And this Industry 4.0 has made the world smaller. The phrase that we had been using earlier, like far up places, has been removed from the technological dictionary. It is all near us. And smart manufacturing or digital manufacturing is a subset of that. Under digital manufacturing, we think of collaborative manufacturing, we think of concurrent manufacturing, we think of, in situ designing, anything related to a business plan preparing, and product life management, product life cycle, anything that could be included has been used under smart manufacturing system. And if we do not learn how to do, if we do not know how to connect, if we do not know how to collaborate, if we do not know how to network with other partners, we shall definitely lagging behind and be out of the system. We need to think of the time when computers were introduced to the human use, for normal use, for general use, when smartphones came to the use of common people. If you do not learn how to make use of all those, then we are out of the world. So similarly, if you are talking about technology, if you do not know, the smart manufacturing doesn't mean that only manufacturing people or only mechanical people, production people, management people will be there. It includes everybody out there. That's the beauty of smart manufacturing or digital manufacturing or Industry 4.0. So if we do not learn how to participate in this movement today, so we'll be out of the scene. We'll be out of relevance as such. So that is a mark today. And thanks to Professor Patnaik to choose a topic which is so meaningful, so relevant in today's context. It took hardly 30 years to change from Industry 3.0 to 4.0. It may take another 15 years to go to Industry 5.0. We have no idea. People are thinking so wildly. People are thinking so loudly. And this may change to Industry 5.0 in no time. As I said in the beginning, it was taking 100 years, 200 years to change from one industry version to another industry version. But it took only 30 years to change from Industry 3.0 to 4.0. It may take 15 years or 20 years max to change from Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0. So we need to know Industry 4.0, then we can switch on to or move to Industry 5.0. For the students in particular, will be working, who are studying now, will be working in their profession for another 30-40 years. They need to know, it's a must for them. And this conference will definitely throw some light, deliberate about the technology used, the details of Industry 4.0, and the technology involved in it during this conference, international conference. I am hopeful it will be very, very meaningful for all of us, those who attend this conference. And people are working day in and day out to build the new things, be it product authoring, be it logistic planning, be it factory planning, layout planning, CNC programming, robot development, whatever. So all these things can be covered under Industry 4.0. It's a good topic, and as I mentioned, it doesn't have any boundary from one discipline to another discipline. Everybody is involved in it. So you can choose any topic, orient towards Industry 4.0 or digital manufacturing, I will be there. I was hoping it will attract a good number of participants out here. Probably the timing is such that people are busy otherwise, the academic people are busy otherwise in their work, and this is just the admission time for many of the students, so they couldn't make it. But if we can think of sequel of this conference and involve more people, definitely it will attract many audiences out here. With the hope that it is a starting point and it will definitely attract people. People will be benefited by the deliberations out here, and they will be oriented towards practicing, towards doing something for Industry 4.0 and digital manufacturing. I wish all the best to the organizers, and I think it will bring some good time to the participants as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for defining so clearly about Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. Now, I would request our guest of honor, Dr. R.P. Mohanty, former Vice Chancellor, Soa University, to please come to the dais.
Good morning to all of you. I express my sincere thanks as well as gratitude to your institute, and particularly to Professor Shrikant Patnaik, who is the chairman of your institute, having invited me to be with you. Professor Patnaik is an entrepreneurial individual. He has demonstrated that how one can build an institution. At the same time, he has demonstrated several times as a researcher, as a good researcher, as well as a good editor, and he has shown the way to the younger generation how can you shine in your career. Apart from that, I am doubly delighted to be here when I saw the Vice Chancellor of OUTR, who is a very pet student of mine. Once upon a time, I was once got more delighted when he became the director of NIT Meghalaya. He has invited me many times. Unfortunately or fortunately, we did materialize. But today, when he is here, I am so much happy to see him, and I was listening to him. He has demonstrated his scholarly abilities most profoundly in his publications, research guidance, and teaching and learning. So, furthermore, I am also happy to see our Mr. Dr. Sadangi, who is working as the Chief of World Skills Development Center. I didn't know him, but when he introduced me, it created a good impression in your mind that our persons like Dr. Sadangi has also demonstrated a high level of expertise in the areas of technology management and all that. with these words, I must thank all of you again having invited me. Now, I am not going to speak much about your topic, what has been given, that is Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. If I would like to speak, I will come some other time, some other day. Maybe I will take at least 3 hours lecture on Industry 4.0, maybe more than 3 hours lecture on smart manufacturing. Okay, so please excuse me because it will be a superficial lecture in that. I do not believe in that. But one thing is good, that Dr. Patnaik is organizing such a conference. If he remembers properly, first time in India, in 2018, we organized the Industry 4.0 paradigm for industrial engineering profession. We did it in Soa University in 2018, and he was one of the pioneers also in organizing that conference. So Industry 4.0, I'll come and I'll give the narrative about Industry 4.0. Today people are not talking Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0. Why? During the pandemic, everything collapsed. Particularly, the supply chain collapsed. You might not be knowing what is a supply chain. I hope some of you might have heard the name, but today supply chain is everything. We started when I was a teacher, I was a faculty member in NITI in 80s. We started a course called Physical Distribution Management and Logistics Management. Logistics management at that time was related to military logistics. That means the logistics concept came from the Napoleon the Great and Alexander the Great. That's the origin of supply chain. Because our soldiers must be fed. If they have to fight the war, they must be fed. So foodstuffs must move so that they are not remaining hungry. That was the initial. Alexander the Great is the first originator of, not in the name of supply chain management, but logistics management. Suppose in a battlefield, an Air Force plane damages a particular road, how do you repair it quickly? You have to make movement of all your equipment and materials as soon as possible so that it becomes ready for the, not for the enemy side, but for your side, to keep it ready for moving your tanks and arms and ammunition. That is the origin of. So the logistics management started. Today the logistics is called the different things. Very recently means within 1 month back, I published a paper in a Wiley journal, that is Business Strategy and Environment. In there, the impact of green logistics on supply chain sustainability. The research philosophy of that particular paper is, we have defined that supply chain is a macro structure, not earlier people were telling, we have said it is a meta structure now. When you talk something is a meta structure, it must have macro structure and micro structure. A microstructure is any individual factory like procurement, production and distribution subsystem. Supply chain, I have written 3 books on supply chain management. I will tell you there, our first paper, my first paper was published in the year 1982 or 83. I don't remember exactly the year, 82 and 83. It was at that time International Journal of Physical Distribution and Logistics Management. There, at that time, the supply chain management concept or word was not there. But we started a course in NITI Bombay, this course, which you call the Physical Distribution Management. At that time, materials requirement planning and distribution requirement planning softwares were being developed by IBM at that time. So we introduced those things and integrated to the, at that time this Microsoft was coming with the desktop concept. So the programs were being written by IBM and we are trying to use that through simulation. And I know with my student research scholar as well as our MTech scholars have done a lot of simulation studies relating to procurement, production and distribution system. That's the origin. But when you come to Industry 5.0, things have changed now. Why? During pandemic, the supply chain is no more to become flexible or agile. It has to become resilient. The resilience is the new concept in the entire supply chain concept, supply chain resilience. The meaning of resilience is you must bounce back. Your supply chain must bounce back to satisfy the needs of the customer. Anyway, these are all different concepts which I will not go into it now. But let me tell you, I am a product of both Industry 1.0 and Industry 2.0. When we passed engineering, at that time we studied all the concepts of mechanical engineering and electrical engineering and civil engineering, which is related to Industry 1.0 and Industry 2.0. The Industry 1.0 is the evolution with the Newtonian mechanics, right? The laws of motion, Newtonian mechanics, which we call the classic mechanics. Then Industry 2.0 started with the generation of electricity, transmission and distribution of electricity, electric power. We shifted from mechanical power to electrical power. Okay? With this, we became successful. Particularly India somehow or become successful in Industry 1.0, establishing many factories in the public sector undertaking which are being sold now. Industry 2.0, we also become successful, though all our villages are not electrified, every bit electrified. God, when the electricity will come, you all of you know in the village areas, you know what is the situation, you know the realities, which we call the pragmatic philosophy of research. Okay? Now came the Industry 3.0. India became very successful because of the concerted and pragmatic management approach of our Honorable Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and Sam Pitroda. They made it extremely successful. And I have seen in everywhere people are talking of computer and telephones, communications. You know it. But unfortunately, Industry 4.0 has not been successful in India. I was delivering a keynote address last year in MNIT Jaipur and the chairman of the institute was there. I told him, do you have an Industry 4.0 laboratory? You have given the title called Industry 4.0 and others, its ramification. The chairman looked to the director. He said, no, we don't have. We are talking so many big things. Because today is Jumlabaji. Everywhere you find Jumlabaj and there is a non-congruence between the speech and the action. जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कथनी और करनी में डिफरेंस है, which was not taught to us by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who is called to be the greatest leader of the universe in 20th century. Because non-congruence has already killed us. Our speech and actions are totally divergent. We speak something, we speak 100 lies in a day, but when it comes to translating them into action, we don't do it. So we say that it is digital India, but today if India is a powerful nation, not because of 5 trillion or 10 trillion or 20 trillion dollars, but it is because of the youth power, which Rajiv Gandhi put the seed foundation and the seeds for making it known in the entire globe, but which we could not take it to Industry 4.0, we could not make it. Industry 3.0, as I told you, information and communication technology. The computer revolution started. And Industry 4.0 is much ahead, much more advanced in that sense. For example, today Dr. Biswal has already explained to you what are the components or elements in Industry 4.0. It is all sensor based, Internet of Things, without that you cannot move. And through Industry 4.0, your smart manufacturing comes under that umbrella. Because what is that smart manufacturing? Smart manufacturing means, today we are talking of 3D manufacturing, additive manufacturing. That is one very important element in smart manufacturing. He is working in industrial robotics, automation. I know some of his work. He is a very eminent researcher in the field of mechanical engineering and particularly in advanced manufacturing technology. In additive manufacturing, though we have 3D machines in some of the engineering colleges, but in some engineering colleges it doesn't exist. It is good that Dr. Patnaik has started talking of smart manufacturing in a management institute. Is good. How to manage the technology is very, very important. Recently means in this issue of Journal of Cleaner Production, I have a paper. That is, that how 3D manufacturing or additive manufacturing, the other name is additive manufacturing, will change the entire philosophy of supply chain. Manufacturing is the engine of growth. Manufacturing only creates wealth. Without manufacturing, you cannot create wealth because you cannot download roti from internet. You have to do physical work. Right? Is it true or not? Can you download roti from the internet? No. So you have to produce, you have to manufacture wheat, you have to grind it, then you have to cook it. There are all manufacturing processes in the supply chain of making the best example of a supply chain is the kitchen. Starting from the item that you buy and keep it in a storage and use it in the manufacturing process, finally you serve to the customers. That is the best example I give in the supply chain management class. Anyway, so smart manufacturing is what then? What is smart manufacturing? Does anybody know? You know it? What is smart manufacturing? Any one of you know it? Know it or not? Please tell me. What is the definition of smart? Full form of smart? Okay, that you do not know. Anyway, you read it, see the internet, right? Go to the Wikipedia and learn it. But I doubt when many of our students are really referring to these kinds of literature that is available in abundance today. Even I ask my research scholars, can you define? If you cannot define, you cannot do research. Any concept you tell, first thing is you must define it. Because then your concept will become clear. Okay? So, if you have not understood smart, I leave it as an assignment for you. You write it, submit it to your faculty members, to them, and let them also give a feedback to me, all of you, that you have understood smart, without my explaining what is smart. But I will tell you, all of you individually has to become smart. As a student, you have to become smart. Right? If you understand smart means cheating n number of people in n number of ways is not smartness. That is what smartness is understood in our society today. How many people can cheat, how many people in n number of innumerable number of ways, that is what is called smartness now. That is what my understanding at this age. I am telling you. The real smartness comes from your creativity and innovations. Right? How does it come from creativity and innovations? You might not be knowing. You must have first trait as a student or a teacher or an individual, questioning attitude. If you do not question, you cannot create anything. I will give you again the origin of Newtonian theory. Every one of us were seeing the apple is falling downwards. But there was one gentleman called Sir Isaac Newton he asked the question why. So when you ask the question why, you will go deep into the matter. That is what now in artificial intelligence people are calling it deep learning. Right? You have to ask a question called why it is falling downwards. And when he went on investigating the question called why, he knew what is falling and how it is falling he didn't know. So how he devised. When he asked this question why, the creative thinking came to his mind. Now I ask our faculty members who are present, when you are teaching inside the classroom, generate creativity and innovative ability in the minds of the students. I will tell you one example. Once I was giving a lecture on creativity and innovation in Delhi College of Engineering, at that time Delhi College of Engineering, now it is the Delhi Technological University. I saw the mechanical engineering students had done some projects how to create a three-wheeler of the resources of a two-wheelers, and how to create a three-wheelers. And from a three-wheeler, how can you create a four-wheeler? Right? For that, you require definitely skills, but skills are always knowledge-based. Earlier, the skills means we are referring to ITI and diploma people. I have done it as a head of SCC. I have done that because I changed the manpower strategy pattern. Earlier we were taking people only 75% engineers and 25% diploma holders. I changed it 25% engineers to 75% diploma holders. Because you require, for your factory operation, you require more skills than less knowledge. Whereas your engineering gives you more knowledge, less skills. But unfortunately, the new education policy is so unfortunately designed, it is like that. Because what is needed, I will give one example. When I get up in the morning in my house, I see some 10, 12 boys with these things and sitting in the motorcycle near my house, because there I have got a Reliance Fresh of smart store. One day I asked why these people are sitting to the medicine shop fellow. He said, sir, you don't know? No. They are all MBAs and MCAs. They don't have any job. They are all smart. And they are the delivery boys of Ambani group. Delivery boys. So our education has been designed or is being downgraded not to produce knowledge workers, but delivery boys, not even the skilled workers, to become delivery boys of Ambani and Adani. I am telling you facts. This is what has happened. This is the country today. So my request is, my dear students and faculty members, be conscious of the ugly design of divisiveness, of creating so-called haves and have-nots, and different kinds of classes amongst us to divide the society, so that some people will become exploiter and will be exploited. This is what is happening today. I am seeing it. At this age, I am speaking in every forum, these things. So my dear students, your creativity and innovation, your ability to ask critical questions, to build your competence, will really make you smart enough. Whether it is Industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing, you can capture everything quickly. Right? So point here is, when we talk of fundamental of manufacturing, the basic purpose of manufacturing is to do work. A farmer has to do work to produce food grains. Yes or no? Yes. A housewife has to work to give you food. That is manufacturing. You can understand what is manufacturing. And how to do it in a smart way. You can use various devices like rice cooker or pressure cooker or automatic machines or what you call that, micro oven and all those things are adds to, but the original creative thinking of making a particular item or a food item is yours. This is why Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi has written it in the Sabarmati Ashram. If you go there, you will find in 1918 he wrote, the ultimate objective of existence of a human being is to do work. He has written it. You go and see there. To do work. But through work only you can create wealth. Are we really working? Are our farmers now doing agriculture? I go to my village. I see people have abandoned agriculture. Nobody is working. Nobody is engaged in agriculture. I asked the question to my villagers. We all come from a farming family, farmers family. We all come from that kind of background. I have seen in my childhood, my forefathers were doing agriculture. From that agriculture they were generating income. And from that income we become good engineers or good doctors and all that. But today that is forgotten. There are many reasons. There are issues related to socio-economic issues. But I would like to tell you, we do not work. And Gandhiji further wrote, to do work, you require two things. Ability to do the work and willingness to do the work. Ability to do the work, which we call it skills. Skills. Your ability to do the work requires skills of doing the work. So your ability has to improve. Your physical ability, your mental ability, and your spiritual ability. Physical ability means your stamina, your physical strength, your dexterity, all these are physical ability. And mental ability related to your questioning, creative thinking, and connecting, integrating, synthesizing, analyzing, all these things are your mental related, mind related skills, which you are not developing in educational institutes. I would request your chairman to see that physical abilities and mental abilities are developed inside the institute. Don't leave it to the corporate world. Your boys and girls will be automatically sold in the market. Otherwise, what has happened, I see the education scenario in the country today. I speak in all forums across the country. But बच्चा पकड़ो और बच्चा को बेचो. This is what the education is today. पकड़ लो बच्चा को एडमिशन के लिए, फिर प्लेसमेंट वाला को बुला कर भेज दो. But what is happening there, what type of value addition is taking place inside, nobody bothers. See, Dr. Biswal is a product of University College of Engineering, Pune. Dr. Patrak is also a product of University of College of Engineering. They have seen what kind of teachers and what kind of value addition through which they have gone. Not only merely doing and mugging the book and giving the examination, the type of extracurricular, co-curricular and curricular activities through which they have been transformed to become the Vice Chancellor of one of our important universities today. So, these are the two abilities, physical ability, mental ability. The third ability which is missing today, which I call the spiritual ability, which comes from our heart. The physical ability and mental ability will give you competence, set of competencies, but commitment will not come. Willingness will not come. Gandhiji showed ability and willingness. When they are combined, you will do the work. Right? Ability and willingness. So willingness will come only when you have spiritual ability. But remember here, today I am seeing in our country, the spiritual ability is vanishing. बोल दो जय श्री राम हो गया spiritual ability. बोल दो जय श्री कृष्ण हो गया spiritual ability. That is not spiritual ability. The spirit of service to mankind is spiritual ability. If I am a mechanic, my spirit of service to satisfy my customer. If I am a housewife, my spirit of service to satisfy my husband or my family members. Not doing the rituals. The spirituality means the spirit of service to mankind. When you talk of spirituality in this country today, people bring religion. How Swami Vivekananda defined religion? You know it? I have put in my front of my house. When I saw these kinds of divisive things are coming, the Swami Vivekananda's definition of religion. The lecture which he gave in the University of Chicago hundreds of years ago. What is the lecture and definition of religion? He said, be good and do good to others, that is the whole of religion. That is the definition. Be good and do good to others. Right? Now, when you go deep into these matters, you will come to some kind of conclusions. Are you really working? Are you really smart enough to understand the real issues that confront us? The real issues today, whether Industry 4.0 or Industry 5.0 or Industry 6.0, the real issue today is how to create wealth, at the same time how to make our planet sustainable. Sustainability is the biggest issue. UN General Council has developed some sustainability development goals. Is any institute in Odisha or in India, are they working towards that? Any research activities? Any extramural lectures? No. People do not know what is sustainability. Sustainability affects people, planet and profit. People, that means people dimension means social dimensions, profit means economic dimensions, planet means environmental dimensions. I have a paper in this, a multi-dimensional, sustainability is a multi-dimensional concept published, yet to publish in the International Journal of Industrial and Systems Engineering. Right? And one of my students, a research scholar who is a professor at IIT Kharagpur, is working with me in Shua University as a research scholar, because he was my old student in NITI and he was appointed as the visiting professor or adjunct professor in IIT Kharagpur, and he wanted to do PhD, and he came to me, requested me, sir, I would like to work under you. Then I have given him this sustainability measurement of sustainability in a supply chain. The supply chain is everything today, nothing beyond supply chain. Okay, so sustainability, you have to become conscious of your social issues. Your social issues is divisiveness today, not inclusiveness. Individualistic thinking, not pluralistic thinking. How can you become sustainable? I am just telling you very briefly. What is economic sustainability? You will exploit everybody, and if sometimes there is a regulation will come, you do dan, dharma, dakshina. ये है sustainability. We are going corporate social responsibility. So that is corporate social responsibility is a philanthropic activity. That if you have got more money, सेठ जी कुछ पैसा दे सकते हैं क्या? हमको ये करने का है, एक कॉन्फ्रेंस करने का है, वो सोशल कॉर्पोरेट CSR में लगा देगा उसका बजट में है. Are you getting it? And regarding the environmental sustainability, you know what is happening to all of us. Will this planet survive? It is not only affecting India. 3 months before I was in the USA, and I was in the University of Virginia, which is the oldest university in United States, and it was established by the third president of United States, long before. And when you are sitting inside that university, it has got large number of trees and forests. But when the fire was taking place in Canada, the smoke was coming and completely polluting the university. That is what is environmental sustainability is all about. We are not concerned about our environment, water, forest, trees, what you call the ecology. I'll give you two things. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 17, the universal teacher, which you call is the Lord Krishna, universal teacher, asked a question to Arjuna, that Arjuna, do you know who is your mother? He said, yes, I know, Kunti is my mother. He said, Kunti might have given you birth, but she is not your real mother. Your real mother is the nature. And today, the teacher has explained to the student there, that do you know what has happened to your nature? Now nature is being exploited. Slowly, you will find evolutions of tornado, earthquake, floods, droughts, all kinds of things will come. And why does it come? If nature is the mother, I am the father. Lord Krishna is telling, I am the father. I have created this nature. When your mother is exploited, I come in different forms. I show it to the humanity that these are the occurrences of mine if you are exploiting the nature. So he said that. Now to cut short my lecture, to make it amenable to all other speakers, I would like to end my lecture by saying what? You as students and faculty members, if you want to build this institution, you have to do three things. Your teaching and learning quality must improve. How should you improve? You are quite educated enough, but educated to being more educated doesn't mean being opportunist. This is my hypothesis. When I become more educated, I become an opportunist, because I want everything should come to me, not to others. Okay? Don't become opportunist. So quality of teaching and learning can be improved only when you engage in research and publications, which Dr. Patnaik is doing it through extensions, etc. These are the three pillars any institute of higher learning is built. Quality of teaching and learning is the one pillar. Quality of research and publication is another pillar. Third is quality of extension services that you give. They are the three pillars. So my submission to the younger generations, be conscious of yourself. Shun the, embrace inclusiveness, shun the divisiveness, and embrace the pluralistic concept of democracy of India. Embrace that and abolish the dictatorial tendency. So if you want to keep your democratic values as the essence of your life and existence, you have to look for freedom of expression available to all the world, all the people of this country. And freedom of expression means your ability to ask questions. Then you will become creative. Then you can be a good teacher, good student, good servant, anything. Freedom of expression. Why I am saying freedom of expression means expression of the voice. When you are born, your entire family become happy. Why? Not only your father and mother, all your relatives and the entire village become happy. Why? The moment you start, when you fell on the earth from the mother's womb, you started crying. That is the expression of voice, and that is the gift of God. don't spoil the gift of God without expressing your voice. When you do not express your voice, you are timid. You are timid. I am warning to the younger generations. You do in which kind of world you want to live? In a democratic world or an autocratic world? An authoritarian world or a voice where you can move freely and express your voice, correct all the ills of the society? Because that is why you are born. Finally, I would like to say, Dr. Patnaik was reading my biodata, or what you call my profile. It is a little old. Anyway, that is not, doesn't matter. But remember one thing, like medicine has got an expiry date, that profile has got also an expiry date, and like medicine has got an expiry date. If I say at one time I am first class first and gold medalist, it doesn't mean anything to today in today's context. Every time you work hard and smart, right? Hard and smart. That is the productive behavior of an individual. Okay? Thank you very much giving me an opportunity. God bless you all. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming over to this remote place and addressing the teachers, students and the delegates, and inspiring us for taking a new lead in teaching learning process. I am here because our General Chair has joined from Tunisia. Professor Chari, are you there? Professor Chari, are you there? Audio is on?
Yes.
Okay, so for your information, I am repeating that we are here with two eminent professors, Professor Bibhuti Bhushan Biswal, who was Director of National Institute of Technology, Meghalaya, and presently he has joined as Vice Chancellor of Orissa University of Technology and Research. He is the chief guest of today morning, and he is from the same fraternity. He is also from manufacturing and industry 4.0 area. We have with us Professor R.P. Mohanty, who was a former Vice Chancellor of SOA University, where I was serving as a professor. So he is also from this area, and they have already given their address to the audience. Now, I'll request you for delivering your brief address. If you can switch on your video, then the audience can see you. So for the audience, I'm repeating your profile. Professor Fakachari, who is a professor of mechanical engineering, National School of Engineers of SFAX, University of Sfax, Tunisia. He is a full professor in mechanical engineering at the National School of Engineers, Tunisia. His personal research focuses on machine and structural dynamics and vibroacoustics. He is the author of more than 180 papers and book chapters. He chaired several conferences and edited proceedings and of conferences. He is editor of two Springer book series. One is Lecture Note in Mechanical Engineering. The second one is Applied Condition Monitoring. He was also guest editor in special issues of Applied Acoustics, European Journal of Computational Mechanics, and industry journal. He is authored more than 180 journal papers and book chapters, and he is into the specialized area of dynamics and mechanical systems. He is the General Secretary of Tunisia Society of Industrial Acoustics and Vibration and member of Tunisia Society of Mechanics. So may I request you, sir, for your address? Yes, you can take 10 to 15 minutes time for your address.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Srikanta. So I'm really very happy to be with you this morning. I wish you a very successful conference. Well, when Professor Srikanta told me a few months ago about the conference, well, it was really a very interesting idea to hold this conference dedicated to industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. You know, these two areas are very, let's say, up to date now, and a lot of researchers around the world are interested in this area. You know, when we talk about industry 4.0, it is, let's say, a wide range fields that can be involved in this title. I hope that during the conference you will be able to get a lot of new advances in the field of industry 4.0, and especially for the smart manufacturing. I know that there are a lot of submitted papers that were submitted through the submission interface, and I know that there will be really a very interesting works that will be presented during the conference. From my side, I was with Professor Srikanta. We were involved in the also in the publication of the proceedings of this conference. So Springer will publish, will not really publish all the papers of the conference, but there will be selection of the best papers that will be published in the book under the series lecture notes indicated over here, which is impacted by psychosis. It is a very good information. Well, this is the first conference. We were able to convince Springer to publish our proceedings, and I hope that the next year and the next conference we will be able to publish all the papers of the conference. So from my point of view, I think that the idea of the conference is very nice and very good and very interesting. Professor Srikanta invited me to be with you, but unfortunately I was not able to be with you. I hope for you a successful conference, and I will follow with you online the involvement of the conference, and I hope that everything will be good, and we will get really a very interesting conference. Thank you very much for inviting me, and good conference, and I hope successful conference for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Please be here for a couple of minutes, because I want to request our chairs who are today's guests. I am inviting them to be the chairs of the next year conference. And Professor R.P. Mohanty, who is here, he is a senior person, more than 70 years of age, and is a stalwart and is the father figure of mechanical engineering in the state of Orissa. I'll request him to interact with you, and he is associated with NITI Mumbai. You must have heard the quality, that the apex body of NITI Mumbai, National Institute of Industrial Engineering and Technology. And he was a faculty member there, he is a professor there. I'll request him to interact with you, because I am inviting him to be one of the conference chair in the next year conference. And I am requesting him also to invite NITI Mumbai for the collaboration. And definitely I'll request you to be here next year physically. And also I'll be requesting, I am requesting Professor Bibhuti Bhushan Biswal, who is Vice Chancellor of here local university, Odisha University of Technology and Research, And I am also requesting him to be one of the chair, because he is from the same fraternity, and he will also love to, they have given their consent. For the next year, they will be the local chairs. So herewith I am requesting Professor R.P. Mohanty to say hi to you, sir. Sir, please come. Yes, yes, sir. Sir.
Professor Chari,
Yes,
are you listening to me? Are you able to
Yes,
listen
yes.
to me? Yes. I have heard about you earlier also, not in this through this conference, that I have seen your work in many places, because you are a prolific writer and a publisher, and you help many institutions to come up in their quality ranking and institutional ranking. So I thank you very much. You are helping one of our booming institute of Odisha. Apart from that, I am accepting the request of Professor Srikant Patnaik to be one of the member in their next conference. I am willing to do so. And I would like to mention one point here. Next year, means in 2024, we are organizing Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering, which you know. I was the president of the at the national level 1 year before. For 2 years I was the president of that organization, and in which I was the chairman in the year 1985 and 86. So we are in Odisha chapter, is one of our chapter in Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering umbrella. We are going to organize an international conference and the annual convention in the year 2024 here in Bhubaneswar. I would also request you to be one of the organizing committee member or advisory committee member in that. Okay? And Dr. Patnaik, and we'll send you all the invitation and all that. We'll take your address and all that. Otherwise, I'll give my email ID if you can remember it. My email ID is the simplest, rpmohanty, mohanty @gmail.com. I think you remember. I'll take it from Professor Patnaik also. He will be one of our member in the organizing committee. And I have also requested earlier our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Odisha University of Technology and Research to be the collaborator of that particular conference. He has not yet given the consent because we have not written to him a formal letter, but we will write in due course. But this conference will be organized collaboratively by Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering Jamshedpur chapter as well as Odisha here in Bhubaneswar. So this is the first experiment we are going to do. Two chapters can collaborate to each other, adjacent chapters can collaborate to organize that international event. We organized it on Industry 4.0 in 2018 in Bhubaneswar in our university, Shiksha Anusandhan University, in a grand scale. Probably that was a benchmark conference in the whole history of Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering. In fact, Professor Vishwal, who was supposed to come due to his engagement, he could not join at that time. But this time, since he is our neighbor, he will be definitely be one of the pioneers in organizing that conference, and probably we might conduct some sessions in his university, which is nearby. That is what we are expecting. But I am requesting you for your contributions, your involvement, and your dedicated service with heart and soul for this conference. And in that conference, we will also rope in Dr. Patnaik, who is also a member of Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering, to be and his institute also can collaborate with this company. Okay? Any question would you like to ask me? I can clarify or I can at least comment.
Okay, it will be a great pleasure. We can discuss all the details by exchange emails.
Yes.
But I'm ready to collaborate, no problem, and it will be with great pleasure. Thank you.
So let us hold the hands of this institution so that this institute come up in a very nice way and grows fundamentally. Fundamental growth or generic growth is necessary, right? So I am appealing to all the students and the faculty member on your behalf to work in that direction so that this institute can come up within a period of, at least within a period of 10 years time to the next higher level. You know, if you don't, when I give a lecture on second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, my interpretation of Bhagavad Gita of second chapter is totally different than what other people say. You know, the first chapter is about Arjun Visad Zog. You might be knowing that Arjun was dejected individual. In second chapter, the teacher is lifting, he is telling the student, lift yourself, lift yourself. That is the message we get through second chapter. This is what every teacher must try to lift their pupils, their students to go to the next higher level so that they become more competent than me as a teacher. I become happy when I see Dr. Biswal here. I was so much delighted because he was one of my very great students in my earlier college where I was a lecturer in mechanical engineering. And today he has grown up to that level of national importance and contributing to the state of the art in the field of mechanical engineering, particularly robotics, automations, machine learning, prototyping and all those things, particularly in advanced manufacturing. So he will be one of our collaborators, you will be one of our collaborators, Dr. Patnaik will become one of our collaborators, and maybe last time we invited 45 international professors to our university to deliberate on Industry 4.0, give keynote addresses and help us in organizing many special lectures and all that. This time also we will try that way, but I do not know what will be the resource positions, but I can make a promise at this place, but definitely you will be one of our real intellectual asset. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mahanti. May I request Professor Vibhuti Biswal sir to interact one-to-one with Professor Chari.
Hi, Professor Biswal here. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah. So it's a nice idea, initiated by Professor Sikanta to have some activities here in Bhubaneswar. You might be knowing Bhubaneswar is the capital city of the state of Odisha, and it has got lot many technical institutions in the city itself. It's a happening city here, and with Professor Mahanti and other eminent people nearby, we can really collaborate with you, and you can suggest some more names which Professor Sikam can connect to, and hopefully we shall be doing a very good job at here, and we would like to see you physically. I would see, and I can assure from my university that whatever possible ways are there, I can explore and invite you to our place, and we can have more meaningful discussions, thereby collaborations, whatever possible, and we can take this movement ahead. Very happy to learn that you belong to the same fraternity as mine, and you can have some more things to share with each other, and we can take this movement ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we also very happy and well excited to meet with you. And we can discuss details as I told you by exchanging emails. And I hope that next year will be physically. This is a promise.
Yes, yes. So it is time now. We have another gentleman, Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi. He will be giving the vote of thanks. So I'll request you to be online for another 10 minutes maximum. So before that, we'll be releasing the abstract. We have taken all the 50 papers into the abstract, but however, it is up to you. So how many papers you will select for the full proceedings. So may I request now our guest to be here, and we will release the. Sir, Asan, sir.
Thank you everybody. Thank you so much. Now I'll request our guest Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi, Chief Technical Officer, World Service Center, to give us the vote of thanks for today's event.
Thank you. I am really grateful and privileged to be here. So it was not beyond my expectations to come. So when he told me you must come and attend this one also, he is my friend, and I am, you know that I am closely associated with this your institution. So I am happy to be here and witness this international conference, Industry 4.0 and Smart Manufacturing. I don't want to talk much anything about this conference, but I am equally happy that today I am lucky to be here and listen the two gurus who are sitting on the dais. So I learned a lot, though as I was interacting with them before the conference, that I am from the industry. So I know how the industry runs and how the technology is being used in the industry. So I am a pure industry guy. I am passed out from IIT Rourkela. I am an IT professional. And in 34 years of my career, I have worked in industry, most of the industry. So really, I was just collaborating the way Dr. Mohanty was explaining everything. So it was just hitting me how I have worked throughout my careers. So for this conference, I must give my sincere thanks to Professor Fakachari, Dr. Fakachari, and Chair, who is from Tunisia, though he is not physically over here, but he is in the virtual mode. So from the institution and from this conference, I would like to give my sincere thanks for being with us. Thank you, Dr. Fakachari. I would like to give my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhubaneswar Bhushal, who is currently the Vice Chancellor of OITR. So he explained how the revolution took place from Industry 1.0 to 4.0 and how these things being now transformed the life and how the IoT and other new technologies being adopted and how the smart manufacturing is being practiced. But I would like to give my sincere thanks to Dr. Mohanty, is the former Vice Chancellor of OITR. So sir, actually I learned a lot about from your speech. You have talked a lot on the Gandhian philosophy also, which is really is a good thing to the young generation, and you have motivated them. And I like the most these three things what you told: the physical ability, mental ability, and spiritual ability. This is actually the core of a human being. Actually, the way Sir has explained, it touched me also. Though we are not practicing much, but actually we should practice that one.
I have spoken only tip of the iceberg.
Yes, actually, sir.
Minimum 4-5 hours of lecture.
Yeah, I know, sir. The way you are narrating, actually, I was really thinking that your speech should continue for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 years. The way you are explaining. So I met you first time, but the way you are explaining and giving our talk, I really deeply. I give my sincere thanks to you.
You tell me now, I'll ask you a question. Any college or institutional school, do they have a playground?
No, sir, that is missing now. Everybody is now, this is the playground now.
That is what for satisfying AICT.
Yeah.
We have, but you know how AICT is approved.
Yeah.
I know it, because I have written in the board of AICT for many years.
Yes, sir. And one more thing, sir, actually touched me also, the things be good and do good. Actually, we must follow that one. And I sincerely thank you for your this. And at the last, I must give my sincere thanks to Sika, and also wish this conference successful, and also the participants who have come here or those who have joined virtually also. So let us see how the conference will be successful. Thank you very much for being here.
Just a minute. Professor Chari, be there for, we have a ritual. Whenever we invite any guest, we honor them with a brief, say, token of love. So be here to see our rituals. So don't leave another 5 minutes. So please.
You will electronically offer.
So I will now request our director, Dr. Shrikant Patnaik, to felicitate our chief guest.
Sir, it is sir photo.
To our chief guest, Dr. Vibhuti Bhushan Biswal, Vice Chancellor, OUTR Bhubaneswar. Dear students, a big round of applause. Thank you so much, sir, for coming over here. We are really overwhelmed to have you. It's now Dr. Professor R.P. Mohanty, former Vice Chancellor, Soa University. It was so good to have you over here, sir. We would love to have you further in IIMT campus many more times. A big round of applause. Our next guest is Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi from World Skills Center. We are really obliged to have you over here, sir. Thank you so much for coming into IIMT campus and making our event a success. A big round of applause for Dr. Dhananjay Sadangi. Thank you so much.
Professor Cherry. Now this is inauguration is over. Now we'll have a tea break, and after that the presentation, paper presentation will be there. So you may leave now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, disconnect.
So right now we'll have a short tea break, and after the tea break we'll join again for the technical session.